A recent Texas Standard investigation revealed Austin police and other major police departments in the state have been selling their old guns to dealers who end up selling to the public.
It caught the attention of City Council member Allison Alter. KXAN's John Dabkovich talked to Alter today about her objections and what the department should do with its retired guns.
You're not a huge fan of this idea. Why is that?
So I'm interested in us having proper gun control in our city and in our state and in our country. And to me, the risk of taking guns that are of a high enough caliber that our police officers can use them and putting them back into circulation at potentially a lower cost is very troubling.
What would you like to see the police department do with their retired guns if they don't do this?
I think that there are other cities that melt them down. I think if we're going to approach this problem, we have to understand that there was a fiscal challenge at the root of why they chose to take this step. So if we're going to move forward and we're going to say we don't want you to move forward with a buyback program again, we have to come up with a fiscal solution that allows them to pay for the guns that their officers need in order to do their job.
Simply put, would you be willing to support giving the department more money to make up for that difference?
You know, if we're going to tell them that they can't do it, then we have an obligation to provide a fiscal solution. I don't know whether it's providing them more money than they already have or finding the money in other ways.
Alter says she understands so far APD has sold more than 1,000 guns to a Houston-based arms distributor. A third of those went back to current or retired officers. The rest went onto the public market. The gun sales program appears to be common throughout Texas. According to the Texas Standard investigation, 21 of the 50 biggest departments in Texas sell their used weapons. Here in the Austin area, that includes the DPS, UTPD, Texas Parks and Wildlife, and the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission. Across the state, departments like San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Lubbock, and Plano sell their officers old weapons.
Well, while Alter is focusing on APD selling agency-issued weapons, departments across the state have been selling other guns for years. Before 2013, firearms confiscated during seizures were meant to be kept and used by law enforcement or destroyed. Well, that changed when Texas lawmakers passed House Bill 1421. Now agencies can sell seized weapons to licensed firearms dealers and keep the profits if the weapons are part of cases that are never prosecuted or if no one is ever convicted. The owners of the firearms are given a written notice to claim their guns first, and weapons that are part of cases with convictions are kept as evidence in case of an appeal.